How to look expensive without trying. Some days, you pull yourself together yet still feel unseen, as if your presence doesn't fully match the woman you're becoming. It's a quiet ache many carry in silence. Ask yourself, what would shift if your style reflected your inner worth with calm certainty? In this video, you'll uncover graceful adjustments that elevate everything, and there's a gentle gift waiting for you at the closing moments. Insight 1. The Quiet Wrist Principle. The quiet wrist principle is simple. The moment your wrist carries less noise, your presence carries more clarity. Your wrist is one of the most expressive parts of your body. Every email you check, every coffee you reach for, every door you hold open. When it's weighed down with clashing metals, oversized charms, or pieces fighting for attention, your energy feels scattered. You might not intend it, but the movement distracts from the strength of your presence. A quiet wrist replaces all that with calm intention. One refined piece, a slim bracelet, a classic watch, or even nothing at all, creates a kind of steadiness. It shows you're choosing restraint, not because you lack options, but because you no longer need noise to feel complete. Research on visual perception from the University of Toronto shows that the human eye naturally gravitates toward areas of rapid movement. When your wrist jingles or flashes too often, the eye stays there instead of on your face, your words, or your energy. Think of your school run when you're fastening a jacket or handing over a water bottle. Think of those moments in an office hallway, greeting a colleague while holding your notebook. Even a quiet Saturday picking up groceries. In each of these small scenes, a calm wrist supports the grounded version of you that you're shaping daily. Of course, this isn't about rigid minimalism. It's about harmony, choosing pieces that let your presence speak first and your accessories speak softly. The balance is yours to set. Insight 2. Consistency of texture story. A texture story is simply the conversation your fabrics are having with one another. Every material carries a mood. Linen breathes, wool anchors, silk glides, cotton steadies. When these textures support each other, your outfit feels intentional, even when it's built from everyday pieces already in your closet. Coherence matters because the eye relaxes when it can follow one clear message rather than decode several competing ones. Many women mix textures with enthusiasm, yet something still feels slightly off. It happens when two fabrics ask for the spotlight at the same time, like pairing a heavy buckle jacket with a glossy satin blouse, or wearing ribbed knit leggings with a sharply structured top. The pieces aren't wrong, they're just not cooperating. Instead of lifting your look, they interrupt each other, and the outfit loses the quiet polish you were aiming for. When your textures align, your presence feels smoother. Soft knits in winter, cashmere, ribbed wool, brushed cotton, carry a shared warmth that feels familiar and comforting. In contrast, summer fabrics such as linen, seersucker, and lightweight poplin create an airy, cohesive rhythm that matches the season's brightness. Even mixing textures can be beautiful, as long as one leads and the others follow with subtlety. As you move through your week, you may notice that the textures you choose start shaping how settled you feel in your own skin. And this small shift opens the door to something deeper that we'll ease into shortly. Insight 3. The Balanced Proportion Map. Proportion mapping is the gentle practice of understanding how your clothing shapes the visual rhythm of your body. Every outfit creates lines. Some lift, some widen, some soften, some sharpen. When you map those lines with awareness, your look feels grounded, even if the pieces themselves are simple or familiar. A common challenge many women face is pairing oversized pieces with more oversized pieces. The result can feel heavy, as though the outfit is wearing you instead of the other way around. On the opposite end, wearing tight on tight can create tension, reducing the ease you want to embody. Neither choice reflects a lack of style. It simply means the proportions aren't supporting each other. Balanced proportions have a calming effect. A structured top with relaxed trousers, a soft, flowing blouse with a more defined skirt, a long coat over a clean, fitted base. These combinations create presence that feels natural, not forced. They guide the eye in a smooth path rather than a scattered one, which is why the impact feels immediate. Think about a workday when you want to feel composed during a meeting, or a social moment where you're reconnecting with someone important, or even a quiet outing to pick up something small for your home. Balanced proportions help you feel aligned in each of these scenes, as though your outfit supports the way you want to move through your day. And with time, you may notice that proportion shapes more than how your body looks. It gently shapes how your energy is received. Insight 4. Low noise grooming. Low noise grooming is the kind of personal care that feels clean, calm, and steady. Nothing dramatic, nothing shouting for attention, yet undeniably present. It's the version of grooming where your skin looks tended to, your hair sits neatly within its natural character, and your overall appearance feels maintained without signaling effort. Think of it as clarity rather than performance. Many women still carry the idea that grooming only counts when it's obvious. Bold lashes, heavy contour, excessive shine, or complicated hairstyles. In reality, research from the American Academy of Dermatology shows that healthy, well-moisturized skin is perceived as more radiant than high-coverage makeup. Psychology studies from the University of Stirling also note that people intuitively read subtle grooming cues, tidy brows, calm skin texture, smooth hair, as signs of stability and vitality. The small rituals matter most. Hydrating consistently instead of masking dryness. Choosing a haircut you can maintain rather than one that requires constant correction. Keeping nails in a simple shape with a soft neutral polish. Brushing your hair before leaving the house instead of relying on last-minute fixes. These quiet habits create a kind of harmony that supports your presence without asking for applause. As these routines settle into your life, something interesting happens. You start noticing the colors you reach for more naturally. The shades that soften you, energize you, or give you that grounded glow. And this leads into the next layer of refinement that shapes how elevated you feel in your clothing and in your day. Insight 5. The predictable palette advantage. A predictable palette is simply a set of colors that stay close to your natural energy, tones that repeat often enough to create a recognizable rhythm in your style. When your palette stays steady, your presence feels smoother because the eye isn't busy sorting through too many signals at once. It's a form of quiet refinement that doesn't rely on expensive pieces, it relies on intention. A common challenge is leaning into every color that looks exciting in the moment. Bright accents, mixed undertones, or shades that fight with the season you're in. When too many hues compete, the overall look loses its calm center. Even beautiful colors lose their strength when they're not supporting each other. A predictable palette does the opposite. It builds visual credibility. Repetition tells the mind, this is your style, this is your lane. Over time, your wardrobe begins to feel like a unified space instead of a collection of isolated pieces. Accessories become easier to choose because everything cooperates. Your bags, shoes, scarves, even your nail polish. Packing for travel becomes smoother because outfits blend and interchange without effort. Think about a palette built around soft neutrals, or one shaped by deep earth tones, or cooler shades that suit your complexion. Whichever direction you take, the steadiness has an emotional impact too. Color stability reduces mental noise, creates a sense of familiarity, and gives you a comforting anchor on days when life feels full. This kind of clarity opens the path to one final insight, one that subtly ties every principle together. Insight 6. Signature detail minimalism. Signature detail minimalism is the art of choosing one consistent detail that represents you, something small, steady, and recognizable, while keeping the rest of your look calm. It's not about shrinking your personality. It's about giving your style a clear anchor so it feels unmistakably yours, even on a simple day. Some people assume this approach is dull, but it's actually one of the most strategic style habits you can adopt. A repeated detail becomes part of your visual identity, the way a favorite note in a fragrance becomes familiar. It might be a delicate gold hoop, a slim leather belt, a soft monochrome scarf, or a single type of neckline you return to often because it frames you well. When this detail keeps showing up, it creates a quiet signature that others learn to associate with you. This shows its strength in ordinary moments. Stepping into a meeting, catching up with a friend over lunch, or picking up something after work when your mind is full. That single repeated detail keeps your look coherent, even when you didn't have time for a full outfit plan. It gives your style continuity in a world that constantly pulls your attention in different directions. The benefits are steady, less decision fatigue, a stronger sense of identity, and a subtle elegance that doesn't rely on excess. The only drawback is the temptation to overuse the detail until it becomes predictable in a way that limits your creativity. But with gentle balance, this signature stays fresh. And as these layers come together, you start noticing how each choice, small as it seems, shapes the presence you carry every day. Insight 7. The Clean Edge Continuum. The clean edge continuum is the steady practice of keeping the lines around you, your clothing, grooming, and accessories, crisp enough to feel intentional but never rigid. A clean edge is more than a straight hem or a neat collar. It's the overall sense that your appearance has been cared for with calm attention. It signals that you respect your time, your day, and the way you step into the world. Many women run into trouble here without meaning to. Frayed seams that you plan to fix later, hems that sit unevenly after one too many washes, shoes with worn corners, or bags with peeling straps. These details seem tiny, but they slowly chip away at the refinement you're aiming for. The mind registers them even before you do, creating an impression that feels a little rushed, a little unfinished. When your edges are clean, the message becomes steadier. There's a quiet readiness in a pressed shirt, a well-maintained coat, or a bag that still holds its structure. These choices communicate capability without any push. They also create ease during busy moments, your commute when you're juggling messages, a meeting where you want clarity, or a coffee stop where you're catching your breath between tasks. These clean lines don't ask for compliments. They simply support you by removing noise and replacing it with quiet order. And with that foundation in place, there's one more insight waiting, something lighter, almost hidden, yet powerful enough to bring all the earlier principles into harmony. Bonus insight, the quiet integrity principle. Thank you for staying with me through these layers. The quiet integrity principle is the inner anchor that holds everything together. It's the steady alignment between who you say you are and the choices you make. Small choices, daily choices, the ones no one sees. Many people assume elegance begins with clothing, but real elevation starts with your inner structure. Quiet integrity shows in the way you buy only what you truly use, return items you know won't serve you, keep promises to yourself about rest, or choose routines that support your well-being instead of draining it. None of this is about perfection. It's about consistency that feels honest. And when that honesty settles into your life, it softens your presence. It makes your style believable, grounded, and deeply yours. You're not walking this path alone. There's a quiet community forming around women who want alignment, clarity, and peace woven into their daily lives. You're part of that now. If this spoke to you, share the word graceful in the comments so I know you're here. Thank you for choosing to spend this time with me. And if you'd like to stay connected, join this growing community where your growth is seen and valued. Thank you for being here and giving yourself this moment of calm learning. If the message supported you today, feel free to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who would appreciate the gentleness of this journey. There's a recommended video waiting on your screen if you'd like to continue. And tomorrow, something thoughtful and beautifully practical is coming your way.